Hi, I am Licia Rinaldi and I'm the translator of the book Breaking from Your Parents by Daniel Mackler into Italian. This is the Italian title, Staccarsi dai propri genitori. As I was reading this book, and even more as I was translating it, I realized how important its message is, especially in Italy, the country I grew up in. Why? Well, in my culture, the family is considered very, very important, sacred even, for different reasons. First of all, because it comes natural to us to be close to our parents and to love them. That's where it all began, and we need to be close to them for our own survival. So there is a lot at stake. We remain close to our parents in the name of tradition and of the good values that were passed on to us. Third, because growing up we hear time and time again messages such as, in life you can really only trust your parents. They have your best interest at heart. The world is a hostile place and the home is considered as something stable in a very uncertain and dangerous world. It's also worth mentioning that in Italy, the state doesn't really provide any help for young people who would very much like to go and live on their own. Rents are high, wages are low, if you even are lucky enough to find a job. And as we know, job hunting is a time-consuming activity. Therefore, people remain at home in order not to end up on the streets. They remain at home longer than they would and than they should, with the convenience of not having to worry about paying the rent or preparing your meals, or sometimes even about washing your clothes. And often people, while they are looking for a job, they also continue with their studies. So they remain in this comfort zone. However, there is a price to pay for it. People remain at home, close to their parents, also for economic reasons, such as inheritance. The main reason, however, according to me, is religion. The sacred family, honor thy father, honor thy mother, which is a commandment, are instilled in us from a very young age. Many parents decide that their kids should go to church, they should attend catechism, they should receive the sacraments. And sometimes also their free time is arranged in a way that kids go to oratorio, which is a place organized by the church that has activities for kids and also provides help with homework. And did you know that in Italy, the Scouts are also run by the Catholic Church? Another thing that might surprise you is that in Italy, to send your kids to a private school run by the nuns is considered cool, a status symbol. There, your kids will be in a protected environment, in a building that is nice and well kept, and they will receive better tuition compared to the underfunded and chaotic public school, where many parents fear also that their kids might come in contact with drug dealers and not so pleasant things. So, the majority of children in Italy are in contact with the principles and the values of the Catholic Church. And their parents think that this is a very good thing for them. Guilt and shame come with the religion package. We are born guilty. The original sin, when Adam and Eve disobeyed God and they stole the apple, they were punished by their father, by God. They were kicked out from heaven, and for them hardships began. So one would assume that God's love is conditional, since he punished his two children in such a strong way when they disobeyed. And not even only just them, but all their descendants, including us. That's why we need the sacrament of the baptism, because we are born guilty. If you decide to leave your family, to put some healthy distance between you and them, to heal from the trauma that well-meaning caregivers might have inflicted upon you, or simply because it's normal to want to go and live on your own, and to be independent, and perhaps even to become your own person, in Italy your decision will be frowned upon. As I said earlier, it is not easy to be able to afford being in your own apartment. But let's imagine that this happens. So a young person finally is able to go and live on their own. If by chance they also want to stop their contacts with their parents, they will be ostracized, they will be criticized. Because no matter what I've done to you, you're supposed to remain in contact with your parents. You shouldn't ever go no contact with them. This is something they will make you feel guilty, and they will succeed in you feeling guilty for even thinking of doing such a thing. So the interesting thing is that people won't ask you about your reasons for wanting to break from your parents. And if you tell these reasons, they will probably gaslight you. You are supposed to forgive and forget no matter what I've done to you. If you tell people, my father was a volatile person, I witnessed domestic violence, we had to walk on eggshells, I felt very unsafe, I was scared for years and years, and to be honest, I don't really want to have anything to do with him anymore, I'm fed up, I'm through with him. Probably the people you tell this to, they will minimize your feelings, and they will tell you that, well, it's normal to fight at home, it's normal to argue, then you make peace, you forgive and forget, but you remain close to him. He is still your father, and they're still your parents, you should remain close to them. If you tell people, my mother abandoned me, either physically and or emotionally. She's been cold to me, she's giving me the silent treatment, she's been distant and hostile. And this hurt me deeply. It made me insecure. I haven't felt loved at all by her. Those you confide this intimate thing to, this trauma of yours, will probably, of course not all of them, but generally speaking, they will take distance from you. They will secretly blame you, the victim, and they will be at the side of the abusive parent. Why this? Because your truth shakes the idea that they have, and they want to hold on to, that their family is perfect, flawless. So they want to keep this idea, and then they want to show this idea to the world. So your truth forces them to look more closely in their own personal history, which is perhaps not as wonderful as they think. In both examples, you, the victim, will feel awful, will be blamed for the trauma that you endured. And you will feel that there is something fundamentally flawed with you. We are at this level of denial and of paradox in the land where the family is considered sacred. Critical thinking is discouraged in both public and private schools. You should learn your lesson by heart and stop asking intelligent questions. This reinforces dependency, and it fosters a fearful and frustrated obedience, reverence to authority in the form of parents, teachers, medical doctors, therapists, so-called experts, and so on. The conditioning that we receive by the family, the school, society, and religion while we are growing up is enormous, and it wants us to be meek, obedient, and very close to our parents. People don't want to go there. They don't want to hear about breaking from their parents. Therefore, this subject is a taboo. So, people who look for approval from their parents, who are likely to give them conditional love, and from society, do conform and remain close and become very much like their parents. The problem is that then they become parents and they transfer onto their kids all the frustrations, fears, and neuroticism that they have inherited from their own parents. And this is not fair to the kids at all. Talking about inheritance, this is the 100% guaranteed inheritance that we get in remaining close to them. Two questions that are inspired from the book, which might help you to better understand your personal family history are: number one, if they weren't your parents, would you still hang out with them? Have they earned your trust? Do you like them as people? Would you still want to be with them if you didn't feel obliged to stay close to them? Number two, would you like for your own children to have the same exact childhood that you had? If the answer is no, you were traumatized and you need to break away from your parents in order to heal. So, honor thy father and honor thy mother. Well, if they earned your trust, parents need to honor their children. They need to honor the huge responsibility that they have taken on themselves by becoming parents. To conclude, this book is not about a taboo. It is about the ultimate taboo, and for this reason, it should be read. Thank you for watching.